Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. Don't rule out the possibility of the Golden State Warriors trading Jonathan Kuminga just yet. The Dubs will retain the young pro to begin the 2025-26 season after signing him to a 2-year, $48.5 million contract. That said, with Golden State contacting numerous franchises on Kuminga's behalf during the summer, it's only a matter of time before it ramps up trade talks about the 6'7" reserve. In Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey's opinion, the Warriors should consider swapping Kuminga for a 6-time All-Star forward before the trade deadline passes. The Sacramento Kings were one of the teams most commonly linked to Kuminga throughout the summer, but a sign-and-trade was complicated by a rule that made salary matching difficult, Bailey wrote Tuesday. That rule won't apply in January and February, and Kuminga's salary came in at a very tradable number. If the Kings could land him for DeMar DeRozan and some draft capital, a deal might make sense for both sides. Kuminga and the Warriors, even after today's deal, seem destined for a breakup. The partnership never had the heartwarming reconciliation at the end of just about every rom-com. It's been almost entirely conflict. From a winning standpoint, DeRozan hasn't had the best luck since leaving the Toronto Raptors in 2018. The USC product has only reached the postseason twice in 7 seasons, but has still posted impressive numbers as a member of the San Antonio Spurs, Chicago Bulls, and Kings. The knockdown mid-range specialist and willing late-game closer averaged 22.2 points, 4.4 assists, and 3.9 rebounds per game with a Kings squad that nearly earned a playoff spot, shooting 47.7% from the field and 32.8% from three. Some may question DeRozan's ability to be effective in a Warriors system that's all about giving opponents fits from beyond the arc, and they would be correct in doing so. However, if Jimmy Butler, who's also at his best when elevating from pull jumpers, can find a way to give the Dubs high-level minutes nightly, so can DeRozan in a hypothetical mid-season trade. Steph Curry puts NBA contenders on notice before year 17. Steph Curry is confident he can lead the Warriors to another NBA title. Being in the league since 2009, the Golden State Warriors guard knows that the time for retirement is getting much closer. However, the 37-year-old All-Star is still playing at too high a level to call it a career. But Curry isn't in the game just to rack up more points and All-Star nods. The former MVP is confident that he's still got what it takes to lead a team to another NBA Finals victory. There's superstar talent in the West. Teams have been doing it. OKC, the reigning champs. You've got Denver trying to retool. You go down the list. For me, it's about being able to perform night in, night out. That's what the summer work is for, building chemistry from the jump with my guys. I'm excited about it. Last year, the Warriors competed in a tough Western Conference, relying heavily on Steph Curry to adjust to key roster changes as the season played out. Eventually, the Warriors felt comfortable with adding another All-Star in Jimmy Butler. The Warriors managed to make the NBA playoffs by cracking the 7th seed with a 48-34 record. The Houston Rockets notched the 2nd seed, which led them to face the Warriors in Round 1. The experienced Golden State squad took down the Rockets before losing in the 2nd round. Heading into the next season, the Warriors' core veteran group is obviously confident in its ability to make a deep run in the NBA playoffs. Curry, who is still one of the most dominant guards in the game, knows exactly what it takes to not only win in the West, but take home the Larry O'Brien. Warriors signed 6'1" former NCAA champion to support Stephen Curry. While the competition isn't as fierce, winning a title at the collegiate level while playing a refined role to perfection is nothing to scoff at. A former Baylor and Houston contributor did just that, helping the Bears secure a national championship in 2021. The Golden State Warriors, who prioritize winning yearly, were clearly impressed with the 6'1" guard's championship pedigree and captivating skill set, as they signed him to a deal earlier this week. The Golden State Warriors have signed free agent center Marques Bolden, along with guards L.J. Cryer and Tevian Kinsey, the Dubs announced Monday. Per team policy, terms of the agreement were not released. Cryer, 23, played in 147 games, 111 starts, over 5 collegiate seasons at Baylor, 2020-23, and Houston, 2023-25, averaging 13.5 points, 2.0 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 28.5 minutes per game. Unselected in the 2025 NBA Draft, he was named first-team All-Big 12 in 2025 and was a member of Baylor's 2021 National Championship team. Cryer only averaged 3.4 points per game during Baylor's 2020-21 championship season, but stood out thanks to his relentless on-ball defense as an undersized guard. During Cryer's following 4 seasons, though, Cryer's offense came alive as his comfort level increased, enabling him to make more plays off the dribble and have the ball in his hands during crunch time. The Katy, Texas native averaged 13.5 points per game as a sophomore, 15.0 as a junior, 15.5 as a senior, and 15.7 as a graduate student/super senior. Cryer, who didn't perform well with the Warriors during his lone NBA 2K26 Summer League outing, he finished with 5.0 points on 33.3% field goal shooting and 25% three-point shooting, must take advantage of his second impression with the organization if he wishes to have a future in the Bay. Insider claims Jonathan Kuminga is at peace after inking new Warriors contract. Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga appears committed amid a new peace with his team, following their 2-year contract extension. After a long stalemate, Kuminga is all smiles during Warriors preseason, which started with a 111-103 win against the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday. Kuminga looked really happy to be back in his Warriors uniform, as Mark Spears noted, per ESPN's NBA Today. Happiness, joy, peace, which is surprising. I've been around a while, Spears said. I remember seeing Allen Iverson being unhappy in Memphis. Jimmy Butler. Stephen Jackson in Golden State. But I saw Kuminga dancing after the game, he told me he was at peace. I think the guys, Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, and Buddy Hield played a good role in giving him support, and I think that helped him a lot. While Kuminga's long-term future could reside elsewhere, Mark Spears is convinced that Kuminga is happy where he is, with an opportunity to return to the NBA Finals, where he won a championship in 2022. Regardless to whether he's at Golden State or somewhere else, he feels like he's going to figure it out, Spears added. But at Golden State, he's like, I'm committed here, and I want to win a championship here. So, it didn't sound like somebody who was trying to force his way out, Spears concluded. Kuminga finished with 5 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in 15 minutes against the Lakers. Moses Moody's 19 points on 7 of 9 attempts led the Warriors. Stephen Curry added 14 points. Kuminga agreed to a 2-year, $46.8 million contract containing a team option in the second year for the 2026-27 season ahead of his October 1 deadline. Kuminga addressed the media for the first time since his deal after Warriors practice, when a reporter asked Jonathan if he looked at the new deal as a way of betting on himself. I wouldn't say that, Kuminga said. But I'll tell you, me betting on myself is helping us win the championship. I think that's our goal, and that's how we all look at it. I'm blessed, I'm glad we got this done. But my mind isn't on betting on myself. The Warriors continue their preseason schedule when they face the Trail Blazers on Wednesday. Jonathan Kuminga receives major update on potential Warriors trade by Valentina Martinez. Newsweek updated October 6, 2025. 1:43 p.m. Gift article. Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga could reportedly be traded once he becomes eligible to be moved on January 15. More news. Knicks guard was shocked Tom Thibodeau was fired. According to NBA insider Shams Charania, the Warriors will immediately explore trade scenarios for Kuminga as the team hopes to utilize his $24.3 million salary to find a better win-now fit for their roster. The Warriors were quiet for most of the offseason as the front office and the 23-year-old could not come to terms on a suitable contract. Kuminga's camp fought hard for a player option to be included with the Warriors' offer, but the team never budged. The restricted free agent had limited options in the offseason, but ultimately chose to return to the Warriors on a 2-year, $48.5 million deal following months of mystery. Kuminga was also eligible to accept the Warriors' one-year, $7.9 million qualifying offer, which would allow him to test the free agent market after the 2025-26 season. More news: Lakers' LeBron James teases major decision amid speculation on future. Kuminga's immediate future is clear as he is considered a key piece on the Warriors roster, but the team will look for a trade partner in the coming months. The forward's deal is the fourth highest salary on Golden State's books behind Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Now, both sides understand the likelihood of exploring trades when Kuminga is eligible to be moved in mid-January, Charania writes. As part of the deal, he is waiving his inherent no-trade clause. The Warriors turned down any sign-and-trade offers for Kuminga in the offseason, including serious inquiries from the Sacramento Kings and Phoenix Suns. The Suns offered a 4-year, nearly $90 million deal with a player option, which was exactly the kind of deal Kuminga's camp had been looking for all offseason long. Nevertheless, the Warriors weren't interested in the offers from Sacramento and Phoenix. While Kuminga's deal seemingly ended the contract saga between him and the Warriors, the 23-year-old's future with the franchise is by no means set in stone. With Golden State exploring trade scenarios for Kuminga, it remains to be seen just how long the forward will be on the roster. By next year, Kuminga could very well be playing for the second team of his NBA career if the Warriors find a better fit for their team. Steve Kerr hints Al Horford might not be a guaranteed starter, loves one Warriors lineup from last season. Steve Kerr appreciates what Al Horford brings to the Golden State Warriors, but he has a lineup he wants to use more next season. The Golden State Warriors got off to a strong start to their preseason, defeating the Los Angeles Lakers 111-103. While the Warriors did play Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, it was actually Moses Moody who impressed fans with his 19-point outing. The Lakers were without their three best players, who were on the sidelines taking in the action. But it doesn't take away from how well the Warriors gelled together. It was a debut night for Al Horford, who made an impact off the bench. And if Steve Kerr's post-game comments are anything to go by, he might find himself doing the same throughout the season. Steve Kerr likes Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski lineup, Al Horford not guaranteed to start. Steve Kerr spoke to reporters after the Warriors win over the Lakers. When asked about bringing Al Horford off the bench or starting, Kerr kept things vague, but hinted that's the direction he might go. Kerr admitted that the small lineup with Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski is quite successful for them, and he wants to revert to it, whether he starts with it or not. What I like about the small lineup is it really empowers Moses to be that disruptor defensively, which he was right away. He had a couple of deflections, and you could feel his presence. Then he has this great shooting night. I love starting Moses for that reason. I also love starting Brandon because he connects the game for us. That lineup was fantastic for us last year. We need to play it at some point in the game. It doesn't mean Draymond is going to be logging heavy minutes at the 5. We came off the bench with 3 centers tonight. If we start that way, it still allows Draymond to get off of the big, hulking centers as the game goes on. I'm confident we can play that lineup, whether we start it or not, I don't know. I'm confident we need to play it because it was so good last year, and you can see why. Al Horford will earn his way into the starting rotation. While Steve Kerr might be a big fan of the small ball lineup he started last night's game with, making that his go-to starting lineup is a bad idea. We've seen that small ball in the NBA does not work unless you have elite players at every position. And while Kerr was impressed with Podziemski in preseason, neither he nor Moody are elite players just yet. As for Al Horford, his age is a concern for the Warriors. But he is one of the best centers for their style of play. Given how many different starting lineups Kerr tried last season, Horford will get his chance. It's more than likely that Horford will earn his way into the starting lineup when Kerr experiments with the rotation. At this point, it's more of a question of when and not if Horford will start.